So as of late, I've had a generational run of bad luck. All of my lottery and scratcher tickets have been losers. My truck has broken down 4 times since I have moved to this new state 4 weeks ago, and I lost my job. So, what else is there to do but make YouTube videos and hope and pray that it works out for me? Because getting a job is for fucking scrubs, I guess. I don't know. So instead of going out and finding a job like a responsible adult should, I'm going to be here ranking the Fallout DLCs for Fallout New Vegas. Why? Because it's awesome and it's fun, and you're going to sit there and watch it because it's my channel. So up first we have the Gunrunner's Arsenal and the Courier Stash. Now these are frauds of DLCs pretending, okay, pretending to be DLCs. They're not, alright? They're two weapons add-ons stacked on top of each other wearing a trench coat pretending to be a DLC. Alright? All the Courier Stash adds is pre-war weapons armor, new outfits, special weapons, ammo and supplies, and key is no major story or quests. Alright? The Gunrunner's Arsenal is much the same. New weapons, weapon mods, unique ammunition types, new achievements and challenges, and the Gunrunner's vendor. Okay? It adds really nothing to the story, so that's why these frauds are going in dead last place. So now that we got that trash out of the way, we can move on to the real DLCs. Up next, we've got Old World Blues, okay? The story of Old World Blues takes us to the Big MT, aka Big Mountain. Some real creative writing there, Obsidian. But at Big Mountain, you deal with a bunch of old world scientists, because Big Mountain, pre-war, was a hub of science and experiments. And it fell into disrepair and basically being a shit show all around, as did everything else post-war, on account of nuclear bombs. However, the remnants are a bunch of strange old scientists who are very, very much perverted, a bunch of lobotomites that they created, and malfunctioning robots. What is there not to love about that? Now, to briefly summarize the Old World Blues DLC, because we're not here to get into the entirety of that big mess of a story, is the fucked up doctors kidnap you, lobotomize you, and are shocked when you're able to fully function, as are you, because of something that Doc Mitchell in Good Springs did to your fucking cranium. Good God, could you imagine getting your skull put back together after getting shot in the back of the head and now you're just immune to getting your brain stolen? That's fucking insane. But I digress. You go to the scientists and you demand your brain back, and they say, "Nuh-uh, we don't have it, it got taken." And you say, "Well, what do you mean it got taken?" They say, "No, it got taken." So now you gotta go on a bunch of bullshit quests to get your brain back from Dr. Mobius. It's a whole thing. But it is a very fun DLC. You battle robots, lobotomites, and a miniature Deathclaw at one point. Now, I must admit, Old World Blues is very fun, and it has a real story, which automatically puts it leagues above the last two on our list. However, I don't think it adds very well to the greater story of Fallout New Vegas. It's its own isolated fun adventure, which is fine, and it's great for that, but it doesn't add much. It doesn't have much in the way of emotional weight or depth, although it is still very fun. Now, I'm going to be ranking it in 4th place as a result of that. Up next is Dead Money, okay? Dead Money is the story of the Sierra Madre Casino, Hotel, and Resort. It was the grandest, greatest one ever, but it never opened, okay? Then, Father Elijah, not Father, I don't know why the fuck I said Father, Elder Elijah, from the Brotherhood of Steel, runs away from the Brotherhood of Steel, finds the Sierra Madre, and starts doing some fuck shit, alright? That's pretty much the story, is you get kidnapped, and you have to help him break into the vault of the casino to get all the goodies in there. But little does Father Elijah know that, you're not gonna fucking actually help him, okay? He's planning on betraying you. It doesn't go his way. And the whole time, there's this god-awful cancer herpes cloud just floating around the entire casino that will kill you. Besides that, I don't really have much to say about Dead Money, mainly because it evokes so much pure, primal, and real rage from the depths of my fucking soul. Because I died so many times to that godforsaken herpes cloud that floats around the entirety of the Sierra Madre. Okay? I died so many times to that, it made me want to put this below the Gunrunner's Arsenal. I'm not going to do that because I can appreciate the tones of the story and the grand theme of having to let go to move on with your life. But I died so many times to it that this DLC just pisses me the fuck off, so that's why it's going dead smack in the center. If that upsets you in any way, I'll refer you to the fact that this is my channel and I have a swampy asshole that needs to be eaten by you, so shut the fuck up. And up next with a slightly controversial opinion, I have Lonesome Road. Yeah, Lonesome Road. Lonesome Road is the story of, well, another one of the couriers by the name of Ulysses. Basically, you get weird messages as your courier. You go to the Great Divide, you find an irradiated mess with a bunch of little troglodyte fucks that come up out of the ground to attack you, and something called the Burned Men. Alright? The Burned Men are NCR and Legionnaire forces that were horrifically ghoulified in a way that we haven't quite seen before or again that you get to deal with. Isn't that fun? Now, I understand why most people think that, well, the Lonesome Road should be number one. And I get it. I do. You get the coolest shit from Lonesome Road, even cooler than the Gunrunner's Arsenal. Okay? You get the chance to really excel with the challenges that are the Lonesome Road. It is the most challenging DLC out of all, and it shows off a lot of skill getting through it. It's the combined skills of all of the other DLCs put together. It's got a very intriguing and complex story that has long-lasting effects on the Mojave Waste. Not just the courier. It's not an isolated thing. Whatever decision you choose can inevitably turn the tide of the war. Now, I don't think it's going to really delve too much into that within the events of the Fallout show later on. I don't think we'll ever actually know what the courier chooses. But you still get to see the amazing work of art that is Lonesome Road. You get to see Ulysses, which is such a compelling character that really does do a lot in the story. You get to see this ex-legionnaire. You get to see how he was affected by the war and by the effects. You get to see that your courier, the one that you play as, pre-game actually delivered something that destroyed the divide. It was an emerging, successful area that would have prospered had your character not delivered a package before the events of the game that ended up destroying the divide. It is fantastic. However, I cannot justify putting it at number one for one simple reason that we will get into with the next section of this video. So for now, I'm going to leave it at that. Lonesome Road is number two. And at our number one spot, we have Honest Hearts. Why Honest Hearts, you may be asking? Fantastic question, you little fucking dork. Let me show you.
I know it may be hard for you to accept or even to understand. In my heart, I believe that though I am a sinner, I have been saved. And I believe there is something beyond this rock, and this air, and this water around us. Something more that is waiting for us. I have been baptized twice, once in water, once in flame. I will carry the fire of the Holy Spirit inside until I stand before my Lord for judgment. God be with you.
Now, I don't think I should have to explain myself any further than that, but I will for the sake of longevity of this video and, I guess, quality. I don't know. Fuck it. However, Honest Hearts, in my opinion, is the most human of the DLCs for Fallout New Vegas. It shows that characters who were in the Legion can make significant progress towards not being a horrific slaver that does heinous shit and crucifies people for fun, which is the majority of the Legion. Joshua Graham was the premier legate, direct second in command, right behind Caesar, until he failed and lost the first battle of the Hoover Dam, where Caesar proceeded to light his ass on fire and chuck him off the side of the fucking dam into the Colorado River, which is metal as fuck that he survived, which is where that really good line comes from in the clip I just showed. Another bonus as well for Honest Hearts is the area you go to. It's very unique for Fallout. You go to Zion National Park, and you don't have that god-awful cancer cloud that's in every other fucking Fallout game. I mean, it's not a wasteland. It's beautiful. It's green. It's lush. It's got fresh water because it's a national park. It was outside of where the bombs fell. It's not irradiated. It's not a mess. Like, there's a lot of irradiated creatures there because FEV and radiation got into the atmosphere when the bombs first dropped. But for the most part, it's untouched by the war and the remnants of it. So you get to see a really, really unique area for a Fallout game. And I think that's also something that factors into my decision. So my final choice for this is it's number one. It's number one. It's the best DLC for Fallout New Vegas. Now, if you disagree with any of my rankings, feel free to, cry me a fucking river and write out a paragraph about it, okay? Comment section's right there. Do your worst, all right? Suck it up. You be a big boy. Now, without any further ado,